So look to see a little bit more of those utility plays again as the series gets into its last legs. Harvest, as just such a strong team. HB making so many great calls as a flag carrier. The team just not able to execute as well as they normally do that last game. But look to see some corrections this time around. They had a long time to talk. Both teams kind of had a moment to just breathe a little bit, take it back, understand what happened, analyze it. I'm sure somebody might have been recording on their side too, so I wouldn't be surprised if they just kind of watched recording, during that meantime, just to kind of talk it through. So look to see some different plays here. And Muskie, to echo everything you just said, I think this is going to be a really, really exciting one.
Yep, so all you guys out there in Twitch land, we're sitting at about 500 viewers right now. I want you guys to weigh in on who you think is going to win. We can get some Harvest in the chat, or we can get some Jesus Christ Marie, some JCM in the chat. I want to see who you guys are rooting for. This is going to be an intense game. This is deciding on who gets into the winner's bracket and who goes to the loser's bracket. Sorry, who stays in the winner's bracket and who goes to the winner's bracket. In terms of comps, don't forget we've got Saxon off the hook G. He's on that Windwalker. Is this the time he shines? Is this when he steps it up and absolutely demolishes the team? I feel like he's going to channel his inner top twink and deliver for us. Let's go. I see lots of Harvest coming out in the chat. Lots of JCM boys, TSM boys. Here we go. The gates are down. Agonist, Flamer. These guys are going to be playing a big part in this game. Are they going to be able to control the FC without a rogue? Not going to be easy for them.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if Sax gets a little bit more aggressive this game. As you see him going into mid right now. I want to see if he can just kind of push in, he's getting that taunt off to make sure that he doesn't get sapped. Great play by him. Looks like Ramtil is not going to be able to get a sap today. It seems like everything's kind of in combat currently. So him choosing to play a little bit conservatively, maybe save his opener for a better time, but looks like Sax, choosing to throw out some heals there to protect the front line.
Agnes going to take it down almost immediately. That's not someone you want to lose. He's going to be a big part of the team fight and controlling who gets to split off. Of course, dealing with that rogue is going to be not quite so easy if you can't send a healer off the hook. She's taking a lot of damage too. He doesn't want to be in the front line. He's taking so much heat, but if he backs up, he's not going to be able to protect his healers. Guns going down now. Both hunters going down. Oh, this is bad for Harvest. They're going to start getting wiped. Good stomp there from Cowgirl Slide 2 onto the healers, onto both healers there. Massive. They actually don't lose anybody off that, which is huge.
Yeah, but some questionable positioning by those hunters. Suda Wudo also from the JCM side going down. But Rolla does have the flag. He's made his way out of the base, passing by the enemy Zerker hut. He is getting contested by the recently resurrected Agonist, taking some damage, displacing, however, nobody able to catch up to him. Asian Girl Swag first aiding him a little bit, got one tick off, I think, but not enough. It's going to be totally fine, though, because he's totally out of range of the entire enemy team. Made it back completely to his base.
Harvest Lord gets caught out, isn't able to pick the flag. Is there going to be anyone there? I didn't see that develop, but I do know this is going to be a cap going over to JCM. How terrible for Harvest. Holy, I don't know if HB was in the team fight there or what it was. I just wasn't paying attention to that. I just assumed he'd be fine. And with Harvest getting wiped here, this could almost be the setup for a quick cap too. Let's take a look at the map, see if anybody from JCM is already there. It doesn't look at it, so honestly I feel like that's a little bit of a mistake, but all the same, they've got complete control of the map. Ezra's heading to get it.
Here we go with that Monk off the hook G, as well as Guns escorting him up the enemy base off the hook. Looks like he's going to get that flag. Actually turning around. Hesitation. Not sure why. If the hunters were there to contest him, but I think he's going to be totally fine here. He's deciding to move back. Ezron coming up behind him, so they are being contested, but let's check out what's happening in mid right now. It looks like the team of Harvest is getting pushed back into their graveyard quite a bit by the team of JCM. JCM just doing a fantastic job holding their mid pressure. Rolla picking up the flag, making his way down through the base, meeting with Ezron actually and Dr. Tran, so it looks like he's going to be totally fine, and he's escorted, so nothing can happen to him in these next few seconds most likely. So the team of JCM really handling this transition well.
So cool by HB there to go get points off the standards. He comes out of stealth. He knows that both the hunters are in the base. One's got the flag, the other one's at GUI. And he's not too worried about a lone rogue, especially when he's got Flamer with him. But, he picks up those points just in case for a scenario like this. He does get sapped. He'll be able to pop that rogue in a second. Flamer's here, though, so I don't think Ram Dweller wants any of this. But he actually gets caught out by HB. That's so unfortunate for him. He's going to be in a lot of trouble here. Both his hunters, like I said, are so far away.
Yeah, I don't understand why Ramtula actually didn't open there, seeing his Flamer was right there. And I thought that there was going to be some sort of heavy damage coming to Harvest, but Harvest is going to be able to make it away just fine currently. Sitting at full HP, Flamer chasing him, but I don't think there's going to be much happening. Sitting on the roof right now, waiting for someone from his team to be able to break off. However, his team having a little bit of trouble totally making it to him. So Harvest... making sure that he's fine. Flamer keeping him safe with those thrashes. Ramtle are not going to be able to make his way up.
So let's take a look back at that midfield. Baked Goblin and Sudowoodo keep best they can as they start to get pushed back by Harvest. Gobnobber trying to do the same. It's not easy to heal and move, and you can see Saxon taking a lot of damage, is able to be kept up, but he's got to be real close. Here comes the stun onto the healer, Dr. Tranlaw, and that's usually the guy that breaks off too, so that's a big deal. That's a lot of vocal presence gone from the map. Asian Girl Swag and Sudowoodo on the next targets. Lots of ratios coming out there, snowballing this fight so hard. Cowgirl Swag just spreading dots, trying to relieve some pressure for his team. Split is, of course, very safe, and Harvest Lord does decide to commit down
but
to
check this
the
out.
next
Blur's making his way up.
Yeah,
Blur's making his way up to Harvest Lord, so Harvest Lord be totally fine, meeting with his healers, so he should be okay at the moment. However, let's check out what's happening on the side of Rula. Rula actually totally fine as well, just in the mid fight, kind of healing it up, keeping Cowgirl Swag up, so great job by them on maintaining that mid pressure.
Up top, actually, Flamer's in stealth right on top of HB and Ramtula. Ramtula opening, thought he was alone. The roots coming out instantly from Flamer. I think they get kicked, but the Star Surge is going to be the end of that one. Harvest Lord had his healer there. He had Gobnobber there, but he decided to turn back around because he saw the entirety of JCM moving over to that side of the map. He tries to go to roof here, and he sees Asian Girl Spike who gets boots. He's going to drop a heal on the Flamer. I'm not sure. He's getting absolutely smashed right now by Asian Girl Spike. Flamer needs to do a lot of damage. Oh my goodness, the Flood Off ratio coming out from Asian Girl Spike. Is he going to be able to solo HB here? He does! And he gets the return, which means Rule's going to pick the flag and dunk it in for the 2-0.
Wow, that berserker damage along with that rogue, great play by Ramtiller as well as Asian Girl Swag. Really fantastic job of capitalizing on the fact that they have that damage ready for them. So good call by them on just capitalizing on that error and that misplay by Harvest. Harvest Lord actually just dead at the moment as well, so he's a little bit behind in terms of getting to the base. But Rula making it that 2-0. And Rula, right now just doing a great job of, tossing a couple of heals out in mid as their front line takes a ton of damage. Trash Cover dropping down to 1%, back up to 75. I have to admit, I think Rula was a good part of, bringing him back up. So JCM maintaining that mid pressure and maintaining their front line really, really well, allowing Rula to make his way across the map.
Yeah, and a lot of that is the lack of rogue coming out from Harvest. We see Ramtoller opening up right now in mid, helping his team get a little bit of that pressure back, clean out the stragglers in mid, and he'll pick up a couple bodies too before he heads to go take Harvest Lord completely out of this game and look to make it a 3-0. JCM just massive this game. Obviously, their pep talk was a little bit more effective than Harvest's was. And, a lot of it just comes down to the mid control. You see the way that JCM just absolutely zerged towards that ramp. They were able to head off the potential cross from Honeybuds. And that is such a massive, massive thing to make the FC, who's gotten that far, to turn back around, go into base. It almost makes you wonder if it wasn't the right call, but then you realize, once again, it is Harvest Lord, and he always makes the right call on the FC. But Kevy Kev doing an insanely clutch play to secure this game for his team for now.
Yeah, but really not to take away from anything that Rula's done this game. Rula, definitely a huge improvement from the first game that they played. He's just doing such a great job of helping his team control mid. And, props to Ramfil and the rest of the team as well for kind of capitalizing on these things that they didn't originally see in that first game, but now they are. Harvest Lord kind of committing down, actually, it looks like, picking up that flag, making his way down ramp, past the enemy Berserker hut, trying to get to his team who are currently pushed into that graveyard. He may get cut off by one of these hunters, I'm not sure, but nobody's really contesting him, and I think that's a good call by JCM, seeing as they're 2 caps up right now, and there's actually only 1 stack. So good call by them for not breaking anybody off right now. Now is not the time. They understand that right now they need to respect Harvest's push in the middle and kind of contain them there so that they can make a push sometime down the line.
6 minutes, 2 claps to make, 2 caps to make, not 2 claps to make. That'd be pretty easy for Harvest. Gaps, on the other hand, are they going to be able to do this into GY, which at least means that Rula is in an accessible spot. They can hit him here. But this is going to have to be like next level worse on Gulch play if they're able to stick back somehow. Maybe some clutch stuns from Saxon or something.
Yeah, definitely. And 5 minutes in, 2 caps up. That's tough. And they're going to pass the flag up to Saxon. So I think that was a good call, seeing as Harvest Lords was actually taking a ton of damage there. So not a bad call there. But he's actually still taking a ton of damage. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to keep him up. 15%, 13%, 11.
I don't think they even care about keeping him at this point. Just let him go down into and get him the flag back. But
seems like it.
Go.
I think that might have been a purposeful play, actually, just to have him die and make his way back up to the graveyard so that he can pick up the flag. So, might not be as bad of a strategy as someone might think, but looks like Harvest going to res.
I like the decision by JCM here to not commit out, actually. I think it's really good for them to stay in mid because they're stomping mid. Why would they go into a base-to-base play when they're 2 up and they can just keep being in mid? They thrive in mid. They don't thrive in the base-to-base play.
Exactly.
Exactly. One of the few times we've seen that happen, actually.
Yeah. And, Rula taking full advantage of the fact that the enemy team has no rogue sitting out in the open, in human form, casting away, adding that 4th healer pressure. So just great job by JCM, just controlling that mid fight so well. Harvest just not being able to counter it. I think that the team of Jesus Christ Maria has just done such a great job of, just playing their comp against this no rogue team. But the team of Rula actually just taking a ton of damage right now by that Boomkin Flamer coming out with the Star Surge with 6 stacks, not enough to do it by himself. But man, that was definitely scary. Rula actually taking a lot of damage still, coming out with some War Stomps. He's taking so much damage currently. I think he's gonna be totally fine though. It looks like they are countering the team of Harvest. A couple people dead on that side, so a lot of the people that pushed are actually going to go down here, and Rule is just going to be totally fine, stay alive. Great work by the healers on reacting.
Yeah, and I like what Ramtola did there too. He just stood with his team. He didn't go off to chase HB. He knows that he doesn't need to. Harvest Lord can do whatever the hell he wants right now. Nobody on JCM cares. They're just going to stay with their flag, and they're going to play that 10-man, basically standing D, and that rogue is going to pop whoever opens onto that flag carrier.
Yeah, and as this clock keeps ticking, that set of wipes that JCM just pulled off right there, that's going to really, really hurt Harvest. They all back up right now, but I think they're going to have to do a little bit more setup again now to kind of get into a position where they can take down Rula, despite the fact that they're 8 stacks, and then they have to cap again. So right now, Flamer actually to the side, stealthing, making his way up, star surging into Rula. Rula dropping down, possibly, just barely actually, dropping down again to 50% actually. Oh no, Rula's actually going to go down. Guns returning the flag. Great play. Oh no. Harvest. Just doing a great job. Yeah.
He's in a ramp dweller in a hard place, and I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get the clutch play. He's obviously taking it really slow, doesn't want to commit too far. Ramp dweller does pick up the flag. He was waiting for that. Ramp dweller doesn't have an FC set on. He's in 2k health. Ramp dweller just going to get torn apart. It's good that he lived for as long as he did, I guess. At least he kind of delayed some time, but at the same time, he also could have just not done that, let him cap, and then gone for the sap on Harvest Lord to make sure they don't get the quick cap. But right now, Harvest Lord's on a race for his freaking life. Flamer is heading up to get that cap. Will he be able to pick the flag? He's the only one there. Seems like there's no hunter from JCM. Angel Swag going to pick up the flag. Rula's already there. Off the hook, G trying to make the clutch play. Saxon, can you do it? I think not. Stomp in the rest of his team coming at Buckatran is there for safe measure. So very, very good play by JCM. Not succumbing to the pressure. I don't think there's any way that JCM can actually lose this game. A minute and 30 seconds, unless something absolutely insane happens. Ramtwiller, actually, a great job, thank you. I didn't even think about it, but him dying actually means that he gets a quicker reset back to his base. So good play by him to find out Harvest Lord there.
Yeah, definitely solid job of dwelling on that ramp, making sure that Harvest does not get that pick very easily. Oh no, a Ninja, no! It's going to be totally fine. Ramdriller doing his best to maybe get that, but it wasn't able to. Totally fine though, they are up 1 cap at the moment with 1 minute left on the clock. Harvest Lord about to make it back to his team, but the team at JCM getting that flag off to Rula, the entire team basically here doing a full 10-man escort essentially. I think they're going to be totally fine. Harvest... Yeah,
they need to disengage into him and just do everything they can. Drop the flag to your priest or something and just get in there. There's nothing else you can do.
I'm sure that's exactly the discussion that's happening right now because Harvest Lord is making his way into the base.
Yeah, Flamer gets shocked on the opening, so he's going to go down. I don't think that was the right call. That means they're not going to have time. He could have waited to the last second. Harvest Lord wasn't. Oh, no, that's too bad. That was the opportunity for JCM, or for Harvest there. And
wow, man, you know, props to Team Harvest for pulling off that last cap. You know, just trying so hard to do whatever they can, despite the fact that they're suffering in mid to get that flag cap. So really great job by Flamer as well as the 2 hunters on trying to do whatever they could to get that return, but.